So this is going to be a messy one. I'm going to have to do some factoring, and this is not an even number, so we're going to be dealing with fractions right away. So I'm going to factor out the 2, out of the p squared and out of the 7. And now I have to figure out what do I have to add and subtract right there. So I take my 7 over 2, I cut it in half, which is the same as multiplying by a half, which is 7/4. And I'm going to have to square that to find the number that I'm add and subtract. So 49 over 16. So I've got 2 p squared plus 7/2 p plus 49 over 16 minus 49 over 16 equals 14. Now I'm going to factor these first 3, which is p plus 7/4 squared. And I'm going to kick this guy out of the bracket, and when I do that I have to multiply by this 2 here. So that's negative 2 times 49 over 16 equals 14. Reducing this fraction here, I get 49 over 8. So 2 over p plus 7/4 minus 49 over 8 equals negative 14. Not negative, sorry, positive. And this is a square. Last, we're getting close to the end here. We get to move this over by adding it. And if we're going to add it, we need a common denominator. So I'm just in preparation. I'm putting in 1 over here. And I know I've got to multiply this by 8 in order to get the common denominator. So I have 2p plus 7 over 4 squared equals 112 over 8 plus 49 over 8. So 2p plus 7/4 squared equals 161 over 8. So now I'm pretty close to wanting to complete the square. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So I'm going to divide it here, and I'm going to write it like this on the right side. So dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying by a half. Cancels on the left, and I have p over 7/4 squared equals 161 over 16. Now is my time to take the square root of both sides and add the plus and minus. So I have p plus 7/4 equals plus or minus 161, root of 161. And the 16 is a perfect square, so I'm going to pull it out and it becomes a 4. So only the 161 is in the radical because it's not a perfect square. And the next to last step is to move the 7/4 over, and I have to subtract it from both sides. So p equals plus or minus square root of 161 all over 4 minus 7/4. And you can rearrange this the other way around if you like. You can put the 7/4 first and the 161 over 4 second.